Home sellers in Arizona and New York are among the newest states or the newest home sellers to sue for the commission rules that have been in place for years and years and years. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore what they're alleging, which is going to be very similar to what all the other home sellers in various states have been doing as well. So latest home seller suits in Arizona, New York target commission rules. So they're seeking a class action lawsuit. These are the homeowners. These are the home sellers that opened litigation. So we have here December 29th is when the New York resident Robert Friedman filed a complaint seeking class action status on behalf of anyone from, get this, about 4 years ago, since December 29th of 2019. So almost since the day that they filed, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 4 years after the fact. 4 years after the fact, we're going to go back and collect some money. Sold residential real estate in Brooklyn area covered by blah, blah, blah. So the board there. And these are, we're going to get into the defendants. So we're going to get into the people that they are suing, because it is everybody and their mom at this point. So this lawsuit arises out of a horizontal antitrust conspiracy among major residential real estate firms, so real estate brokerages, not to compete over broker commissions in Brooklyn's most expensive neighborhood, the complaint says. So there's no such thing that we have not been doing the no compete over broker commissions. It's not something that we've been doing. So they're going way out on a limb here and are going after it, because at this point it's very much in vogue to sue brokerages and sue NAR, because they see a huge ticket, a huge dollar sign, especially from the attorneys, where they're collecting 40, 50, 60% of the gains. So that lets you know a little bit of what I think about this particular case and anything related to it. But anyway, so we're going to keep going. Let's see here. This is the point that I was kind of interested on. The complaint adds that the rules cause home sellers to pay artificial inflated prices for real estate broker services, noting that in a different Brooklyn listing service, so another MLS, than the one owned by the real estate Brooklyn, New York, or something like that, REBNY, whatever that, it's up here, but I don't want to go back and read that. Median buyer broker commissions are just 1% rather than the 2.3 to 3% in that MLS. So I find that hard to believe. I feel like there's something here that's skewing it. I don't really think that even the percentages are that high when it comes to New York to begin with. But when we're looking at 1%, I wonder if there's because here in Texas, just as an example, we have Ben Caballero, who's they refer to him as the $1 billion man. Well, he has a lot of listings per se and sells a lot of real estate, but essentially it's a software that allows new builders or home builders to place their properties on the MLS for essentially a flat fee. So of course, if you have a flat fee of a couple $100, that allows the home builders to place all their listings on there. You're going to skew it down, and the commission that the builders pay the buyer's agent it does vary as well. So I wonder if there's something like a high volume player like that in this particular market, or if this is maybe so substantially smaller where you're looking at just transaction based shops that will throw the property on the MLS for the home seller, but they just that they negotiate everything on their own and do all that fun stuff. So it's not a true end-to-end complete service. I wonder if that's something that's happening there. I don't necessarily know. But this difference does strike me as odd. So I wanted to call that out. Now that was in December. Now Arizona joined the fight with Joseph Maciello, filed in January 5th, complaint seeking class action status, again, on behalf of anyone who, from this time, it's a little bit more recent, so 4 years to the date. So there's a trend here. There's a little trend going on. To the date, there's 4 years after the fact, through the present, using any brokerage of defendant to list a home in Arizona multiple listing service. So let's go down and see who is all being sued at this point. In New York, you have the Real Estate Board of New York. Oh, that's where the REBNY. So the Real Estate Board of New York. You have Douglas Elliman, Christie's International, the Corcoran Group, Sotheby's, Brown Harris, Serhant, Compass, Nest Seekers, the agency, Elegran, Engel, and Volkers are New York Anywhere Real Estate, Terra Holdings, and Leslie Garfield. Those are all the defendants in the New York suit. But now let's go over to Arizona and see who is being implicated. Let's see, Arizona Association of Realtors, the Phoenix Association of Realtors, Scottsdale. So there's a lot more associations in Arizona, it sounds like. West and South Realtors of the Valley, Tucson, Arizona, Tucson Association of Realtors, HomeSmart Holdings, My Home Group. They're big out there. Realty One, West US, Hague Partners, Realty Executives, Arizona Best, North and Co, Silverleaf, Red Sea, Walt. So these are more regional realty groups here, because you don't see many of the big players here. You don't see the Coldwell Bankers. You don't see the actually, yeah, you do, because they're part of Anywhere. You don't see Keller Williams though. You don't see XP Realty. So you have another lawsuit. It just seems that another day ending in Y at this point. So expect more and more of these to come out of the woodworks. Expect more and more class action lawsuits to continue popping up. This is going to be the year of the class action lawsuit against commissions. So just be ready for that. This is something that is going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if I come on tomorrow or next week with another lawsuit similar to this. But we're going to keep monitoring this and see how this one particularly progresses.